Chance to congratulate Carson at all?
Yeah, I did. I'm happy for him, and he's one of my favorite teammates, and spent a lot of time over the years off the field with him. So I'm elated for him, and him and his family. He's deserving. He was the biggest reason we were to have so much success. Over that 5-year stretch. I mean, he was prolific, and I couldn't be happier for him.
I got a chance to ask him on the conference call, Larry, if you and Pat and maybe some of the guys are holding to a bucket challenge and maybe make him run out on the field before the Ring of Honor introduction.
No. This is his day. We don't want to do anything that would embarrass him or take away from his. The thing I'm most excited about is seeing him crank that horn up there on top, man. I know. He told me how excited he was to be up there doing that. So seeing him before kickoff, I'm definitely gonna find him up there.
He said he's a sucker for a bet, though. He said you guys know that.
I know. Usually on the golf course, but we're not gonna bet him on that. I don't think his wife will want that.
Larry, what stood out to you?
His toughness. I mean, you guys saw him, on the field and things of that nature, but just to the great measures and lengths he would go to continue to keep himself healthy. I mean, it was no secret. He took a beating, getting hit, standing in there, delivering some of those throws. When I go back and watch some of that old tape, it's amazing what he was able to endure and be able to push through and fight through for his teammates. I mean, I remember 15 playing with a index dislocation. I mean, that's the finger that really controls your accuracy. He was able to play. I mean, and the countless other injuries he was able to fight through. I mean, it's one of the toughest guys I've ever been around.
He wanted to try to play through a broken arm, right?
Oh yeah, I mean he was crazy like that, but Shea told him to chill out though. His wife said, "Listen, man, this football thing is great, but you got 4 kids and me you got to take care of, and you need to play the smart. You need to play the smart game here."
You said you're still young. You should be playing a couple more extra years. You did.
Oh man, I don't know about that. I'll just take it one day at a time.
What do you think? What are your impressions of Kyler so far?
First thing that pops out to you is just how intelligent he is. I mean, he knows the system better than we do. I mean, he can get us into any play at any time, and then he has the ultimate weapon and the exit button that he has. If things break down, I mean, he can get going pretty quickly, and I just think that's going to be a dimension that we haven't had here. I've never played with a quarterback that was that explosive. When things break down, scramble drill, will be a lot of explosive plays that will happen with broken down plays. So I mean, those some of the things we're working on. So I mean, he's going to add so many different dimensions to what we're doing.
What's his ball like?
Very catchable, accurate. Especially on the move, is very very catchable ball. Great placement, and like I said, he's got a really good, quiet confidence about him. Not cocky or anything, just very confident in his ability. And I really enjoy him, and I think he's fitting in great with the guys.
Does he make you feel young because he's making his offense so much more fun?
No, you make me feel young. You make me feel young. Yeah. No, I mean, I feel young regardless. I don't feel like I'm an old man. I feel like I'm good. But having him and knowing that he's the future for the next 10 years, it makes you feel confident.
What's it been like for learning this offense for you? I mean, obviously it's been a couple differences the last couple of years, just getting to know this one and what Cliff has brought here.
Well, I mean, I try to approach it like every new offense I learn, just lean on Coach Rye, and my teammates help me out. I mean, everybody, it's just a learning process. We're all learning for the first time, and it's you want to be good at it. You want to play fast. You want to be accountable to your teammates, and you want to be able to make some plays. So you have to learn it and get after it.
Do you have the same optimism with this offense that a lot of people do? That it's, in terms of possibilities and opportunities for wide receivers?
Well, I mean, you look at it from any level, from the high school, college, and professional levels where it's been run. I mean, the numbers are always there. I mean, as long as you have the guy that can deliver the ball offensively, and Kyler's proven that he can do that collegiately, and what he's displayed so far on the field in practice. I mean, there's no reason why anybody should have any doubt that he can do it on this stage. So, I mean, for a receiver, the ball's going to be in the air a lot. We're going to have your opportunities, and when they come, you just got to make your plays.
Larry, what do you make of your time with him so far?
He's got great energy. The thing I really like about him is, there's no ego there. He's confident in what he can do, but allowing Coach Sullivan to come in and kind of, teach us some of the nuances of route running. It shows you a lot about him and his willingness to still want to learn and and be coachable himself, learning from one of the best to ever do it in his position. And he brings some of his input and things that he taught to the guys in Green Bay when he was there, and some of the stuff that he's learned in the run game from Iowa coaching the offensive line. So, I mean, he's got a wealth of knowledge, and the two of them in the room are fun to be around.
There are rookie quarterbacks that you struggle, just part of the process. In your short time with Kyler, have you got any indication of how he'll handle things when those times do come?
Yeah, I don't see any reason why. I mean, he's dealt with adversity before. I mean, he's started, one season in college. I mean, he's transferred schools. I mean, so he's had to deal with, making decisions on what sport to play. I mean, he's had adversity, coming. This is, I think we all have dealt with adversity. You wouldn't make it this far if you weren't mentally tough. And I know he'll respond just fine. And if he doesn't, you've got a lot of guys that help pick him up.
Now that you've seen some of the other rookie wide receivers out there, what do you think of them?
Well, everybody's doing well. They're all working their tail off every single day. And like I said, Coach Ryan, Coach Sullivan are really pushing those guys to get the proper footwork and making sure that the depths on their routes are right and everything that they need to do to be able to play fast and be accountable are being done. So I see them improving every single day, and that's all you can ask for at this age.
What's it like having Jerry back out there?
What's great, man. Coach Sullivan is, watched more football than anybody out on the staff, more football than anybody on the staff, and there's nobody that has a better understanding of what receivers are supposed to do in terms of route running. And so everybody kind of just soaks up what he says every single day like a sponge, because if you can master his technique, you can play, and not only play, but play at a very high level and get rewarded for it monetarily. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten the chance to know him, and I always had a great deal of admiration and respect for him. He never coached me here, but throughout the off seasons, I would, have him come up and kind of go tutorial with me in the off season. And the year we had the lockout, he was with me from February all into the start of training camp, and that was the year that I really felt like I had my best season, using his technique. And now getting him back, it's great to have that refresher, and it's actually embarrassing and really kind of exciting, because I haven't been utilizing a lot of the stuff that he taught me from years back. Kind of got into some bad habits, and now I feel kind of revigorated now using this technique again and seeing how effective it is. Even not having him for 5 or 6 years, in my ear, working on this, working on that. So that's exciting.
Is that kind of humbling when you realize some of those bad habits that kind of stick around?
Well, I mean, bad habits are bad habits. I mean, anything in life. I mean, from eating to drinking to, like all the habits that you develop, they just kind of just happen overnight, and you get into a routine and they just continue to get worse. That's bad habits, and the best way to break bad habits is to create new ones, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. I've had success, but I want to be successful moving forward, and I know that I can do that and be a great asset to this team if I'm using his techniques.
Carson, look at Isabella, that picture that's out there of him wearing a Larry Fitzgerald jersey
Yeah,
as a kid.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that makes you feel old. When you see some of the young guys coming in now, and they're like in grade school and stuff when you're playing. That's not a good feeling.
What have the conversations been like with him and the other guys that have come in?
Andy doesn't talk at all. He initiates zero conversation. If you talk to him, he'll answer, and then he'll go ahead on about his business. He's a football all day long. I mean, he knows his playbook. He works his tail off every day, but conversation is not his strong suit. Yeah.
Carson said he found it harder and harder to keep training to stay where he was at the last 2 years of his career. What have you found about
You said who said that?
Carson?
Yeah.
How do you relate to that in the last couple of years?
Yeah,
Has it been difficult?
There's, I would agree with Carson's, analogy there, because the older you get, I mean, Carson, when you get to our age, I mean, you've accomplished so much. You've made plenty of money to take care of your family forever. So like the motivation is simply just to be a winner, right? And when you're young and you're fighting for Pro Bowls and you're fighting for recognition amongst your peers and around the league and new contracts, all those things kind of really keep you sharp. But as you get older, the motivation is a little bit different, and then you add into the element of your body doesn't recover as fast. It takes longer. You have to do more. I got to come in here early and get treatment. Stay after practice and get treatment, as opposed to 5 years ago. I mean, I can leave and go jump on the golf course and play and do all this stuff. Now it just takes a lot more to maintain the greatness. As the older you get, because your body doesn't respond the same.
Were you doing a
last week?
Yeah, I have been over the years. I've done it probably the last 10 years, but this year early on, just to kind of keep the wear and tear off my body early, I've done it more frequently, and just trying to manage it. I don't want to go crazy. Also I'm trying to ramp it up to be in the best shape that I can be in come training camp. When we start, so that's kind of the program I've always utilized.